Hi everybody, it's Christine again from White Flower Healing. I am a Reiki master. I just wanted to take a moment today and think about some of the ways that we can start our day on a good foot, a positive spring in our day, if you will. I had a young man that was joining us temporarily at the office to do some help during the March break. And he made a comment that really stuck with me. It made me remember the importance of taking the time to ensure that we've got our best foot put forward. He said, "How is it, Christine, that you're always happy?" As his perception. "How do you stay in such a great mood no matter what is going on?" So that's the inspiration behind this little clip, is how does one do that and really make it a part of their lifestyle? I've been doing my little tricks and techniques for so long. It's just a way of life. I don't put a lot of thought into it anymore. There's really no effort. It just became a part of who I am in my routine. And don't get me wrong, I can have a mood like the best of them. But I really take extra time and care when I do have those moments to get myself back in check. Not only because it's in my own best interest for my health, mentally and physically and spiritually, but also the health of the others that are around me and how my energy and attitude and vibrations impact them. So over the years, I've been quite quick to identify when these occurrences happen, and now they just happen naturally. If I'm having an off day, I can usually turn it around quite quickly. And what I'm hoping is that if I can give you some of the tricks that I use, perhaps you can modify them a little bit to suit your own needs, and you can have a great day too. And everybody that you come in contact with will also have a great day. And they'll notice your energy. They'll want to be around you. They'll want to share your space. It just works that way. There's a healing behind it that impacts everybody. So I'll go through my day real quickly, and then you can take pieces of it if you like, and you can replace it, other aspects, with things that suit you more. So essentially, myself, I'm up at 4:30, 7 days a week. 4:30 in the morning is quite early. I've been doing that for well over 10, 15 years now. It just becomes natural habit to me. Even if I don't have my alarm clock on, I'm never in bed later than 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm wide awake. Not to mention we have 2 small dogs, so they have a clock, an internal clock, and that gets them out of bed. So I get up, I come downstairs with the dogs, I put the coffee maker on, I feed the dogs, I let the dogs outside. Then I make my coffee when we come back in, and I have my time. This is my space. I use this time before my husband wakes up. It's usually about a half hour, 45 minutes before he gets out of bed after me. And I enjoy this time. I recharge during this time. I'm also an empath, so I really need this time to focus on myself, my healing, and my growth, making sure that I'm balanced and my energy and my vibration is as high as it can be. I do self-checks to make sure that if I'm feeling anything a bit off, then I can use my tools that I need to use to bring myself back up to a healthier vibration, emotionally, physically and spiritually. So during this time, I'm sitting in my chair, and it's usually in the wintertime, still dark outside, and I have a very calm light on. I'm sipping on my nice hot coffee, and I really enjoy the smell of the coffee, and then I embrace the heat coming from the coffee mug. And I sort of take that in. It's a part of my morning therapy. I have 3 or 4 books on my side table, and I choose one of my books that I want to review that morning. They all have to do with personal growth, positivity, energy balancing, spiritual studies, Reiki studies, how to impact and encourage others in your life, and self-healing and growth. I also have inspirational messages of all different sorts. I have many books that I've picked up so that if I can't choose something that I want to study for a little bit or meditate on that morning, I can just read an inspirational quote or message or some poetry. You can pick them up at any bookstore. They're usually about a page long. They have tools and techniques and inspirational messages for that day, 365 days a year. And then you can meditate on it. You can read it and you can just think about it for a while. And how can I use this in my life? How can I use this today to improve myself and to make myself feel better, so that by doing that, I'm going to impact others around me. So that's how I spend my morning. Then generally my husband comes down and he gets ready, and then I go upstairs and I get ready for work. We have our own little routine. And then he has his quiet time. Usually his is about 15 minutes, and he does what he needs to do in the morning to have his breakfast and just sit with himself. Then I come down from getting ready and we're both ready to leave. Usually back to back of one another, and before we leave, we have a hug. It's a ritual. We've been doing it for the better part of over 20 years, 23 years, and we have a hug in the morning before we leave the house, and we say something nice to each other. It comes naturally, a kiss on the cheek, or an I love you, or have a nice day, or drive safe. All of these things mean I love you. It's just letting the other person know that you're thinking about them and you're sending them positive intentions. And we make sure to embrace in a nice hug for 15 or 20 seconds, and that gives us the strength that we need to separate from each other to go about our busy days. Then when I get in my car and I start to drive, I play some music. I'm usually in the car driving for an hour to an hour and a half in the morning one way, depending on the type of weather that we've had or what the road conditions are like. And I do this time a little bit of meditation to the music that I'm listening to, the positive energies, the rhythm of the beats. I like all different types of music, but generally in the morning I like to keep it as calm and uplifting as possible, and some spiritual based music as well. I like to glance out at the snow, the crisp snow, and take in the rising sun as I'm driving to work. And even a couple of weeks ago I had 3 deers come right in front of my car, and I just stopped my car right there in the middle of the road and I just walked them. In my mind, I was walking with them. I felt a part of them. I was embracing them and their energy. And I was just in awe. I was so grateful that I had this opportunity. And they weren't scared. They just stared at me and just took their time. It's almost like they knew I wasn't going to hurt them. And I sent them blessings. And I carried that energy of those deer with me all day. So I use that time for reflection and meditation, and I try and release anything that is holding me back in any way. I can use this time to think about some things I need to resolve, personal, professionally, or goals, dreams, anything. I use this time for me to better myself. When I get to the office, then I'm full of vigor. I walk in that door. I make sure to go around to everyone and I say, good morning, how was your night? How was the start to your day? I wish them luck in anything that they're trying to conquer on a personal level. I smile with them, I chat with them, I listen to them. I become a part of them. I really want to know about them. I want to know what they're thinking and what they're feeling. And I want them to have a good start to their day. And I'm always trying to genuinely do this with a smile on my face and feel very present and focused when I'm talking to other people and making eye contact, so that they really appreciate and feel that someone's listening to them. Somebody cares. Because we're never too sure what's going on in other people's lives unless we take the time to get to know them and listen to them and have good intentions for them and love them. And one way that you can do that is stop and listen to them. Care. So this rubs off on people, and it gets conversations going, and it gets minds collaborating, and communication flows more freely. And before long, everyone's smiling and everyone's sharing. It doesn't mean that there's no challenges. It doesn't mean that we just live in this blissful paradise where nothing bad ever happens. But what it does mean is that we're training ourselves over time that when we do have a stumble, it's easier to recognize. We know the signs. We can feel it within our bodies, and then we can use our tools to pick ourselves back up and get back on the right foot again. Because if you have this ritual every day and you know how things are supposed to flow inside of you and feel, and how you feel when you're at your best, as soon as something starts to swagger a little bit out of the norm, and you start to feel those anxieties kick in or those stresses, then you can go to your toolbox and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm becoming overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated. I'm getting stressed. I need to take a little extra time today for myself because I need this time for healing. So I hope that helps you, and maybe you can implement some strategies that you can think about every day. What you can do for those few hours in the morning before you run out the door and you interact with the world around you. Because we need to keep ourselves in a high vibration so that we can put our best selves forward and rub off the best of us on others and encourage them. Thanks. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Love yourself, and be grateful. Bye for now.